Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Fragrance Specialist. Today I'm going to review a fragrance from the house of Lacoste, and it is from the L.12.12 line. It is Lacoste L.12.12 Noir, or Black. So, this is a very underrated fragrance in my opinion. I know that we don't like Lacoste house the Lacoste house in general, but I do like this scent. I know that Lacoste Blanc, the white one, is the most popular one from the line. I do like Lacoste Blanc, but also I think Lacoste Noir also should be valuable to us as Blanc. Anyways, so let's start off with the presentation first, then we will dissect this fragrance. Alright everyone, this is the presentation for Lacoste L.12.12 Noir. So, as you can see, this is a standard L.12.12 bottle. It's a ceramic bottle. It's very opaque, so you really can't see through it. Here you have the Lacoste logo. Bear in mind the logo itself, it's the same logo that you would find on a regular polo t-shirt. The same fabric. Like, this is actually fabric, not it's not glued. Like, it is glued in there, but it's not engraved or nothing. It's just it's a logo that is actually placed on the bottle, which is a very nice touch. I've never seen any designer house do something like that, which is very unique in my opinion. Now, the downside for this bottle is the cap. As you can see, it has the Lacoste. It has Lacoste engraved on there, if you can see it. Now, when you pull the cap, it's very hard to pull the cap. Look, if you heard the sound of the cap when it's getting pulled, you would know what I'm talking about. Like, it's very rigid, and you have to be careful because let me tell you one thing. When I bought the Blanc, I used to own the Blanc. What happened is, I was still getting into fragrances, of course. So when I opened the bottle, the first time the cap was fine. Then the second time I opened the cap, this is what happened. The sprayer actually got stuck in the cap, and I couldn't place it back in. And I technically had to use the fragrance as a splash. And at the end I had to give this bottle away because I couldn't use this fragrance at all. So just bear in mind that the cap is a bit cheap, unfortunately, and you have to be careful. Alright? So at the bottom you will have the sticker with the size, concentration. This is Eau de Toilette. This is the 3.4 ounce, 100 ml. And on the side you would find the same pattern that you would find on a polo t-shirt. This represents the fabric used. Nothing at the back. And that's it, guys. That was the presentation for Lacoste L.12.12 Noir. Alright everyone, let's dissect this fragrance. So, in the top we have watermelon, in the mid we have basil, verbena, lavender, and in the base we have dark chocolate, cashmere, coumarin, and patchouli. So, what do you get from this fragrance? Right at the top we have the watermelon and the dark chocolate. These two notes are very detectable in the top notes. The dark chocolate in this fragrance does not come out as very sweet or very bitter. It's just right. The same applies to the watermelon. The watermelon in this fragrance is not on the aquatic side. These two notes are very well blended. And for the dark chocolate, you will only notice it for the first 5 to 10 minutes because unfortunately the dark chocolate kind of fades away. But you're left with the watermelon definitely. Now, let's move on to the mid notes. In the mid notes we have basil, verbena, and lavender. You will not get a lot of basil, neither a lot of lavender. These two notes are not really detectable in this scent. However, you will notice the verbena note, definitely. Onto the base. As I mentioned, the dark chocolate, you actually get it in the top and you don't get this note in the base. The cashmere, coumarin, and patchouli are all noticeable. The cashmere is obviously wood, a type of wood. And also the coumarin. The coumarin and the patchouli, here's the big issue. In the mid, you will notice the synthetic smell, and it slightly smells dated. By any means, this fragrance is not dated at all, don't get me wrong, but if you have an advanced nose, I'm talking about the collectors and the advanced people who have an advanced nose and can detect every single part of the fragrance. I just want to warn you guys here, because you need to smell this fragrance before you buy it, so please don't blind buy this scent, alright? So, you know the Angel Milne patchouli? You know that dated smell at the end when you get it in the 6-hour, 7-hour mark? It's exactly the same one, but you will find it here, but toned down. It's like the dried down, but it's even toned down, so don't worry. So the patchouli is not very detectable, but I'm talking about the people obviously who have an advanced nose. And cashmere. This scent is classified as a woody aromatic, but the woods in this fragrance is not very dominant. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a fresh scent, which is mainly about the watermelon and the dark chocolate. And yeah guys, this is what I have to say about the smell. Next up we have the rating. Alright everyone, let's rate this fragrance. So, longevity, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. The longevity with this fragrance is a bit spotty. Sometimes I get 4 to 7 hours, sometimes more and sometimes less. Projection, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. The projection is really bad on this fragrance. As soon as you apply this fragrance, it sits close to your skin the entire time. Versatility, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is a very versatile scent, but I highly recommend you guys to wear it on the summer nights, because this is a fresh scent and it works really well with the sweat. So I highly recommend you guys to wear the scent at night time only, but it is a pretty versatile scent in my opinion. Overall smell, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's nothing mind-blowing, but it is a pretty nice scent. And presentation, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I like the Lacoste logo, which is glued in. Very nice touch from Lacoste. I also like the ceramic bottle, but as I mentioned, I don't like the cap at all. So I'm going to give this fragrance an overall score of 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching.